Yo, what's the crap, boys? The whole NBA, this has been one of the best NBA seasons. Personally, I've witnessed. I've been a fan for like 5 years now. But this has got to be one of the best seasons of all time. Recently as well, NBA has been on fire. Multiple 70-point games. You know, you've got all these players scoring these high points. By the time it's the fourth quarter, they've got like at least 50 or at least 40. A huge scoring surge that, people have never even seen before. Obviously, Dame said in the interview he could have had 90. He could have, What's good about the NBA, we're going to see someone score 100. I would guarantee a lot of money. By 10 years, someone will have scored 100. They're probably in college right now. I'll say that. They're probably in college or about to join college. But at the same time, anyone in the NBA is capable. Dame, Steph, all these players. Steve Curry probably sits Steph, so I don't think he would break it. But the NBA score, people say, oh yeah, no defense. I do see there is a lot of times where no defense is being played. But offense, when you see the rhythm of the game, you see people hitting these crazy shots. Even when they are playing good defense, they hit a crazy shot. It's just great to see for the league. One huge crazy thing about this season is the Western Conference race. There are 9 teams fighting for that 4th seed. 9 teams that are bare minimum 3 or 4 games behind the 3rd seed. The end of the season could look completely different to now, to after what I just showed. Teammates could get injured. Boom. Zion somehow comes back. Pelicans go up. Parity is the best thing that can happen to a sports league. Obviously, it is entertaining to have, a guaranteed finals matchup and a rivalry like the Warriors and Cavs were. Obviously, yeah, it was quite unbalanced with KD. But I don't give a fuck. Obviously, it was Warriors are going to win, but it was still a rivalry. But it's definitely it's a million times better to not know who's going to be in the finals. Finals contenders, Bucks, Celtics, Sixers, Cavs. Based off, criteria of lots of champions, the NBA champion is a team that is top 10 in offense and top 10 in defense. The only teams are the Sixers, my team, Celtics, and Cavs. Last team that didn't fit that criteria was last year's Warriors. And I think it probably will be the same again. If I had to choose, I'd say Celtics, maybe Bucks, probably Bucks, especially when healthy. If Bucks were healthy last year, I think they win it. Obviously, Chris Middleton came down, blah, blah, blah. But you have this whole party now. You have 12 to 15 teams that could literally win the championship. Obviously, yeah, but a lot of those teams are in there because, injuries, a few teams could be injured, outmatched them, do you know what I mean? There's at least 10 teams that can win it all this year. Obviously, these playoffs are going to be the best. From the play into the finals, it's going to be some of the best basketball we've seen this decade, possibly this century, because, come on, bro, look how competitive the NBA is. You got OKC, who are, they're in an experience mode. Obviously, they got Chet. He was injured. People forgot about him. He's kind of like the worst version of Wembanyama, but he's still very good. If he comes back for playoff time, and OKC will be in the play, I think they could make the playoffs. OKC could maybe upset someone in the first round. You got the Lakers with, LeBron's out, but you have AD, who's one of the best players in the league. Lakers made that whole trade. Now, Lakers started 2 for 10, made some trades. Now, they could potentially win a championship if LeBron comes back. If they get the HC played the Nuggets, I've got Lakers in 6. AD against Jokic, that's toast, bro. That is fucking toast. Jokic can't guard AD. And, who's going to guard, Lakers, when they're healthy, can win. And they can definitely win next year. Once they get some free agency moves, LeBron's health intact, AD works on his body, you get D'Lo back. I would definitely keep D'Lo over Kyrie, even though it's but the money-wise, LeBron, AD, and role players is one of the best formulas of all time to win a championship. You have huge surprise. The Sacramento Kings, one of the best teams. Sacramento can easily make a conference finals this year. Easily, 100%. Mike Brown came in, coach of the year, hands down. I'll make a video on my award winners. Mike Brown is hands down the coach of the year. It should be unanimous at this point. Sacramento Kings have one of the best offensive history. They have such a good culture and dynamic. The whole light the beam dynamic, the whole fans are interested. It's so good to see because, they have been suffering. And that Tyrese Halliburton trade worked. Sabonis is one of the best players in the NBA. He's 7th in the MVP race. De'Aaron Fox obviously, the Kings are here. A big reason, obviously, you got the coach, Sabonis trade. De'Aaron Fox, Kings are not in the situation where De'Aaron Fox. He is their MVP. He has to make an all-NBA team this year. Him and Shea, I think, got to make the first team. I've not really thought about it. That's kind of just a thought that came up. but you know what I mean. De'Aaron Fox leading the league in clutch points, had that nasty game winner, mid-court against the Magic. De'Aaron Fox been on a tear, rightfully an all-star. I can't remember if he was a reserve for like an injured player. He better not have been. That's criminal. But the Kings have been on an absolutely unexpected, tear, and you love to see it. Another thing I love about the NBA, Julius Randle had 57 last night. Could have gone 60. I'm sure, like, when I watched the highlights again, it's like, yeah, could have made that free throw, could have made that free. Not like he had 60. Pretty much damn near had 60. His story is crazy. Knicks, all summer 2019, KD Kyrie, they get Julius Randle. Everyone is laughing, bro. I'm laughing. It's like, okay, yeah, he averaged 20 on the Pelicans. Come on, bro. Like, that's the worst downgrade of all time. First season, it's just whatever. Then, post-bubble, he one of the best players in the NBA, all-NBA second team, most improved player. Looking like one of the best players, not one of the best players in the league, looking like all-star level player, absolute elite player. Kind of crumbles in the playoffs. Next season just folds. It's like, oh, Julius Randle signed the contract extension. Oh, Julius Randle's worst contract in the NBA. Boom. Julius Randle probably going to make an All-NBA team this year. Probably the third team. It'll be close between him and Siakam. I'll also have to make a video on that as well. All-NBA teams are going to be dirty because a lot of great players are going to be left off it. But Julius Randle's story is incredible. New York, 12th seed last year. No hope. Jalen Brunson comes in. Boom. Got a true point guard. The Knicks just evolve like that. Like I said, everyone says it. The NBA is so much better when the Knicks are good. So that's a good story to hear. Oh yeah, how can you forget about the MVP race? This is probably the best MVP race of all time. By now, it's like we know who the MVP is. Now, it's like, oh my god, bro. Like, it could be anyone. Obviously, it's Embiid, Jokic, or Giannis. Pick your three. It's really down to the media. I think it's Embiid. I say Embiid, Giannis, then Jokic. That's not me. You could say that's the Sixers fan bias, but I don't give a fuck. And you got this huge MVP race. That's, if I had to predict it, it's going to come down to the last 2 games, 3 games. Whoever has the best 2-3 games of this season, they're going to win it. Straight and simple. Media-wise, obviously it's down to the media. I think it's between Jokic and Embiid. Bucks are just too good. For some reason, they don't want to give maybe Kendrick Perkins is right. Who knows? But this is the sickest MVP race of all time. I'll have to say that 1,000,000%. We're going to see who's going to win. I could have made this more in-depth, but it's kind of a quick video. But the Warriors, NBA champs last year, can't buy a win on the road, even though they just bet the Rockets. It's the Rockets. They did just beat the Rockets. Their first road win since January 30th. That's outrageous. That is out-fucking-rageous. Defending champions. Obviously, Steph's been injured. They did look a little better without Steph. They were winning a bit more games. But obviously, you know what I mean. Jordan Poole's been a bit... Wiggins has been gone. Hopefully, he's alright. Sounds a bit serious what he's going through. Wiggins was a huge part of their championship. He was just guarding all the best players and fucking clamping them up. Then giving you 22 points and 8 rebounds. Absolutely crazy. I think he had 15 rebounds in the finals. So yeah, the whole war is upside down. Now it's like the Warriors could be a completely different team by next season. Clay could be gone. Draymond could be I don't think people realize this. The Warriors could be a wholly different team. I hope not though. It's really good to see. I want one more run. I want to see one more run, and then if not, but who knows. That was my video on why I love the NBA. Let me know what you love about the NBA. If you don't, I don't care.